All right, so let's begin segment 2. So even though this is the beginning of segment 2, my next resupply point is only about 9 miles from Waterrock Knob. At Balsam Gap is where I'll be getting off. So I only had about a 2-day resupply out of Cherokee. And I'm really excited about this particular town stop because my college roommate and bestie Stephanie currently lives in Waynesville, which is just kind of north of that intersection. And so she and her husband Mike will be picking me up at Balsam Gap, and I'm super excited to get to see her because she is a travel nurse. She moves all over the country, and kind of so do I, so we only catch each other at certain times, and so super excited to be able to intersect with her while I'm hiking the Mountains to Sea Trail. Pretty much downhill all the way to Balsam Gap with as much rain as we've had. This is close to a slip and slide. See if I can manage to keep my rump out of the mud. Back on the parkway for a little bit. Getting close. And look, blue sky and sunshine. Hadn't seen that in a while. My poor feet have been so wet these past several days. Like, I've managed to avoid blisters so far. This is just wet, wrinkly skin. But I've definitely got a few hot spots. I was really eager to get these shoes off, so just waiting on my friends to get here. I'm gonna let these ugly looking feet dry out a little bit. Hey friends! Hi! So it's sunset here in Waynesville. We just went and had some pizza, and I'm getting the best views I have yet had on this trail of just driving around town here. You can see the mountains, you can see the sky. Who knew all of this was here? Not me. Well, I mean, I knew, but I hadn't seen it. Good morning on day 6. Today is basically a town day. Steph and I are on an important mission of getting breakfast, the most important town meal to be had, and then also doing some resupply shopping. So, but breakfast first.
Always breakfast first.
Always breakfast first. So you don't buy every snack in the store. Hiker hack. All right, embracing the location I'm in. These are grits, which I haven't had in a long time. But yes, back in the South. So grocery stores can be incredibly overwhelming after you've been on trail for a while. It's not bad for me yet because, you know, it hasn't been that long, but like, this is a lot. This is a lot. And here you can see the spoils from this morning's resupply efforts. What I eat on trail tends to change a lot, just depending on what I'm in the mood for. It is always pretty snack heavy, as this is, because I'm very much a grab and go type of hiker. I don't often like to fuss with food very much, except at dinner. I do like to have a hot meal at dinner time. And Mike was making fun of my chaos here, but as you'll see, this is about to become a lot less chaotic. Okay, so I think a lot of backpackers do this, but I was talking to Mike and Stephanie here, who are not, you know, big backpackers, and they were surprised to find that I repackage all of this. So basically, I often buy some little quart freezer bags, and this will get broken up into like the days or meals that I have. So like, for example, got a couple things of trail mix. I'm gonna be on the trail for about 3 days. This will get combined into 3 separate little baggies that that will be what I eat, like an allotted amount that I can have each day. That also keeps me from eating all of my food on day 1, so that like I know how much I have to have left by day 3. Another thing that I'll do, even if I'm gonna like use the same package, like so say I'm gonna actually take this package out, I will still tear off the top of this. This is now trash. I'm not packing into the backcountry, and I'll squeeze all the air out of it and reseal it. If it's not a resealable bag, it's definitely not coming with me. It will get packed into a Ziploc. But even if I do use the original packaging, that's going to get squeezed out and sealed. Another great thing about doing this in town, like for example, they have recycling here, so I can give this to Mike and Stephanie. They'll be able to recycle some of my cardboard. It's great when I have a place like this to do it, but you could definitely have found me many times on trail sitting outside of a grocery store doing this when I'm more pressed for time or just don't have another spot to do it. Absolutely hiker trash version of this outside the grocery store, getting everything ready for trail. So that's what that looks like, part of the town chore process. And chaos contained. Good morning on day 7. I just got back on trail pretty early here. After sort of an unplanned 0 in Waynesville with Mike and Stephanie. Mike just dropped Steph off at work and me off at the trail here, and you know, I don't regret taking that day with them. It was probably earlier than I may have otherwise taken a 0, but yesterday I was thinking about the choice of like going and sitting in the woods by myself versus spending time with friends who I love and don't get to see very often. So had a really nice time seeing with them. Super grateful to them for, you know, giving me a place to be, a place to get clean, hang out, have some good times, eat some good food. So really nice time with them. Yeah, really lucky to have people along this trail to just reconnect with, and what a special experience that has made this particular trail so far. So I am excited, however, to be back out here for this section. This particular segment will take me to Pisgah Inn, and that will be the end of segment 2. This is meant to be one of the most remote sections actually of this trail. Just as far as not having as many towns or as many access points. So I'm also really excited because I think, hopefully today, fingers crossed, afraid to say it out loud, that I may not get rained on. I may be dry and I may get to see some more parts of this trail and of this place. So yeah, happy for the time that I got to spend with some friends. Also happy to be back out on trail. Mike and Stephanie also have their own YouTube channel. They live, work, and travel full-time in their RV. So if you have any interest in learning more about them or like their RV life, you can check them out on YouTube and Instagram at Life Rerouted. Aw, you're not editing anymore, you're eating. Not the same. So this bushy creature here is rhododendron, and you'll certainly see a lot of rhododendron thickets like this in these mountains. Man, there are some really mighty looking oaks and maples in this part of the forest. It's pretty neat. So it is a bright sunny day out right now, but this is how dense the rhododendrons are in this section. This is dark and scary. The haunted forest of western North Carolina. Dun dun dun. What would There are mountains and valleys out here after all. Waiting for the right spot to take a break, so I'm gonna do lunch with a view. On day 8. Just about to do a little video and found this little guy on my in the inside of my hood, which is actually relevant. That's what I was going to talk about, because I was going to talk about how I have seen pretty much like no one else on this trail, and as a result of that I keep walking through spider webs, or inchworm webs, I guess. Yeah, I am probably covered in spiders. There was another one. Yeah, aside from like the first 3 miles of the Mountains to Sea Trail, which coincide with the AT, I've seen no other backpackers out here, and even like day hikers have been pretty minimal. Only person I saw yesterday was one trail worker. He was from the Waynesville Mountain Club, and he was out, you know, doing a little trimming on the trail. So that was, you know, nice to see him. Always appreciate everybody who helps maintain these trails. But yeah, if you are looking for some time alone, just you and the woods, this trail, at least in western North Carolina, might be for you. But I hope you like spiders. Well, bonus miles. I missed an intersection somewhere, and it would seem I am now on, looks like it's the Mount Hardy Trail, but whatever it is, it's not the Mountains to Sea Trail, so that is a bummer. I don't know exactly how far off I am. I'm just backtracking now. The only reason I realized is because the trail had become too flat and pleasant, and I got suspicious. So that's a good thing I checked. Still, I hate doing bonus miles. Alright, this uphill climb is more of what I was expecting. Somehow, I still appear to be off trail, which is incredibly frustrating. I guess it's a little bit below me down there somewhere, so just gonna enjoy the views before I backtrack again. So I decided just to follow this trail, because I'm following a trail, and I think it's going to eventually reconnect me with somewhere I need to be. I hope so. Could have made a very bad choice, but I hate backtracking, and this trail comes with more views than I've had the whole trip. So, choosing my own adventure. I'm at the top of this climb here. It's gorgeous. Well, I do seem to finally be back on the Mountains to Sea Trail. I think blazes are not allowed in the wilderness area that I'm in, which is certainly a contributing factor to why I've been wandering around lost. Yeah, the trail up to this point has been incredibly well marked, so every intersection has been really obvious, and I just forgot that that would change. Yep. Certainly didn't get myself further ahead any faster by wandering around lost for the last little bit. Actually, definitely lost some time, but I did enjoy the views, and the adventure broke up the monotony a little bit. Just popping out of the trees for a second, because that big rocky mountain over there looked pretty cool. Another very worth it pop out of the trees. It's gorgeous. You can see for long ways, and I believe that right there is the big rock I was looking at from down below. Not the one in the distance, the one that I'm practically on. Dinner with a view. Not too shabby. This little mouse has come around for dinner. I don't know if you can see him. He is like right there. And I don't know why he's not afraid of me. I'm less than a foot from him right now. At least, yeah, I don't know. I think he might be hurt. So I'm sitting up here just writing and, you know, watching the colors change for sunset here. I am looking south at the moment, and I don't think you'll be able to pick this up on camera, but approximately over this mountain range, the far one there, yeah, I can see it with my own eyes, but the camera's not quite getting it. There you can see a city, and like you can see like sorry, you can't see it, I can see it. Anyway, I'm thinking that has to be Greenville, South Carolina, which is kind of cool. I was sitting here looking at the map and trying to figure out what city could possibly be visible and to the south. And yeah, from my little perch up here, I'm thinking I'm looking all the way to Greenville. Good morning on day 9. Same beautiful spot as last night, but now the sun is rising instead of setting, and you can see all the low clouds still sitting in the valleys. I could be wrong about this, but I know in this section you're supposed to walk through some spruce fir forests, and I am wondering if that's what this is. It's from the top of my most recent climb. Man, mountains are much more fun to climb when you get to see something at the top. If you've been wondering about the bear can that I've been carrying, it is not just for fun. It is required in some of the areas that I've been walking through. I believe it's the Shining Rock Wilderness, and then also parts of the national forests where you have to have it. Truthfully, I just looked at some of the information that the Mountains to Sea Trail.org puts out, and it said for through hikers, they'll probably need to carry it between Cherokee and Asheville. And so I thought, okay, I'll do that. I probably should have researched it more. I might have been able to carry it a little bit of less time. And I just started with it because I knew Cherokee was only a couple days into trail, and that just seemed logistically easier. But yeah, I'll be happy to ditch it in Asheville. Just ran into a trail crew from the Carolina Mountain Club. Believe they were on their way up to take care of some of that overgrown trail that I've been walking through this morning. So big shout out and thank you to them, and just all of the all of the volunteers that put their time and effort into maintaining these trails and making them a place that we can all enjoy. This is Skinny Dip Falls. You can see it's got a nice swimming hole down there. My direction is this way, where once upon a time there was a bridge, but it is out. So I now have to find a safe way across this thing. Fortunately, as scary as it looks up there, I think I might just be able to rock hop across. Or give this scary thing a try. Went for the log. It was a little wobbly, so that was a risk. But this particular time it paid off. I did not fall in the river, and my feet are still dry. It's just a view of the falls from the other side. Super pretty. Despite how alone I can feel in the woods at times, I am actually never too far from the Blue Ridge Parkway so far on this trail.
And then just right here on the right is just solid rock.
Hello, black snake. Be nice if you just move on along now. He is not interested in moving. I just stepped around him. I'm not going to get too close to this hole here, but this is a beehive of sorts. And I've seen a whole bunch of these along the trail. You can see some of the comb right there. And you can see them flying around, but like I said, I'm not gonna get any closer. So my end goal for tonight is the Pisgah Inn, and that will also bring about the end of segment 2. Once again, the MST is broken up into segments, and plan is for these videos to, for the most part, correlate with the segments. These past several days I've been doing about 17 to 18 miles a day, which compared to mileages I've done on other trails, that does not sound like a lot, but I can say that those miles have felt slow and hard to come by. I feel like I've been working hard even for just that amount, and I feel like that is a combination of the trail itself being kind of either, you know, rocky or muddy sometimes, as well as lots of elevation change, gain and loss, and then, you know, still developing trail legs. All of those things, I think, as well as decreasing daylight. You know, as we're getting into fall here, I have somewhat fewer hours to hike in the daylight, if I want to hike in the daylight, which I typically do. I'm not usually a huge fan of night hiking. So yeah, that's where I'll be tonight. I will make it, and that was the plan, to do about 17 to 18 a day, and it's gonna work out. Sorry, I'm gonna cross this little creek here. Hopefully keep my toes dry. There we go. Another exciting thing about getting to the Pisgah Inn today is that my partner Nate and his daughter Callie are currently on a road trip, and if all goes as planned, they will be meeting me at the Pisgah Inn this evening. So should make that a sweet finish to this segment. All right, it was a sweaty climb up to the top here, but I believe I have made it. The Pisgah Inn. Now let's see if they have any food here.